Hi everyone. Today in this lecture, we are going to uh, briefly look at the short story, The Ones Who Walked Away from Omelas by Ursula K. Le Guin. So before we move on to the text, let's look at the author. So the quick facts about the author. Ursula K. Le Guin, she is an American author best known for speculative fiction, like science fiction, which is at apart from realism. And she presents futuristic and supernatural, which is highly imaginative, and also maybe because of her imaginative realism, she has a very great influence on the modern writers and even BTS. So she has written in total 20 novels and around 100 short stories. And Ursula is also called as a living legend by the US Library of Congress for her contribution and also for her passion um, towards myths and legends. And also as a writer, as a young writer, when she was very young, she's very fond of Norse myth and Native American legends. And also it says that as a young girl, she has this passion towards myth, and it is her father who narrated her about the myth and about the legends of the Native Americans. And also, she was massively influenced by the cultural anthropology, the concept of feminism, and Carl Jung. So, as a writer, most of her stories she deals with the themes of social, political, race, gender, sexuality, and also coming of age. And the story, The Ones Who Walked Away from Omelas, this is one of the very renowned work, notable work of Ursula. So coming to the setting of the time of the story, the setting of the time is 1973. Setting of place, again, she uses a fictional place, a fictional city named Omelas. And here, coming to the background setting, she represents the utopian society. And here, utopian society refers to the happiness, absolute beauty, prosperity, where there is only happiness, enjoyment, no pain, and sorrow. And she brings in the concept of this ideal perfection, or we call it ideal happiness or solace, where we don't really find in the modern world. And look at the setting of the time of the story is 1973 and conflict. So despite representing the place Omelas as a happy place where people enjoy, they prosper in life, and everything around people, place is so beautiful. And despite all this, she brings in about a conflict in the story, the climax, and what it is. That is the dark secret at the heart of this happiness. So she depicts in the story that despite being people living a very perpetual contentment or joyful life, there is something behind which is hidden. And here, Ursula, she refers to the dark secret here. So, what it is, as we have read together in the class, you know what dark secret it is. And with this, we'll just look at the images of Omelas. So here, should we walk away from Omelas? And the ending of the story, the ending part of the story, it says that should we walk away from the Omelas, or should we remain here and ignore the dark secret? So the question is to all the readers. So if you were in the position of the people of Omelas, which path would you follow? Would you walk away from the Omelas, or would you remain living, enjoying the beauty and also the happiness that you find in Omelas, knowing that there is a dark secret behind. All right, few insights to ponder. So, number one is, does utopian society exist? Does it exist in real life? True happiness, no, without pain, no sorrow. Does it exist in real life? And specifically in the modern world where we live in the world of turmoil, we live in the world of technology and confusion, complexity, do we believe in utopian society? And does it really exist in real life? And the second question I would like to ponder is, what kind of world do you wish or expect to live? So you need not just, I just want you to keep in mind all these questions as you read the story. And why is Ursula bringing in the notion of perfection? Despite the inclusion of the conflict as part of the climax of the story, why did she brings in the notion of perfection? That is, uh, the background setting of the story is about a utopian society, and what could be the reason of the writer bringing in this notion? And again, here the paradox of bad and evil in society, pain and evil, or bad, good, interest in art versus happiness. So, what are the paradoxical representation that you have come across in the story? And the next one is, on what parameter a happy society is taken into account, or on what parameter a happy society is considered as a happy, as their happiness index in the world. And how did Ursula depict a simple victory? So these are the few questions that I would like you all to ponder. And the next one is here, this is just a gist of the story to ones who walked away from Omelas. And these are the central theme that I have highlighted. So the first one is utilitarianism and ethics, the representation of moral dilemma, individual versus collective responsibility, the nature of utopia, sacrifice and complicity, the unseen and the unheard, the consequences of walking away. So, keeping in mind all these central themes and also philosophical concept, I want you to reread the story and again come up with your own interpretation and also your ideas.